Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, there I am. I didn't know what was going to happen next. We had that little dead air. We'll have to investigate what that was all about. Good morning, everyone. I'm Doc Hamels, and you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. It's been a great week, hasn't it, weather-wise? It's just been absolutely awesome. We were debating whether we have global warming or just a cyclical weather pattern that's in a 10,000-year cycle. So debate as you will, it doesn't matter to us. We're enjoying the warm weather. I was thinking about this morning when I went to get my jacket to get here, and I thought, what other part of the world can you go into your closet or if you got a clothes tree like we do, and you have a jacket for every season, because depending on what week it is, you may have your winter coat. I've already worn my winter coat in the last couple of weeks. Your spring coat, your medium fall jacket, just a hooded sweatshirt or whatever. It's a wild place to live, and I love it. But I hope you all been enjoying the weather. I want to know something. Are the rest of you getting what I'm getting? And that is thousands of these little orange beetles that look like ladybugs. But our house is like, as soon as the temperature hits around 70 degrees, I open the door, me and Max go outside, and we are these dive-bombing beetles coming at us from every which way. I think I sucked up about 4,000 out of, and they smell. Yeah, right, Andy. And we had about thousands of them in our sunroom. I don't know, it's like a incubator for them or something like that. It gets really warm in there, and all of a sudden you see them crawling on the ceiling, and I get the vacuum out, and it's just crazy. And then 2 days later, you open up the room, and they're all dead on their backs, and you got to suck them up in the vacuum. I've been talking to some people all over from different parts of the area, and I guess they've got them too. You got them in Jamestown? No? Well, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh, Mayville. Okay, well, supposedly it was a good idea at the time. They were brought in to, for pest control, to eat aphids or something or other. I don't know. But it was one of those experiments that kind of went screwy. Anyways, kind of a little sidebar there. So anyways, I hope you're enjoying the weather, and we got a great show in store for you today. We had our Joe Glarner on last week, and we've been talking about Bigfoot last week, and that was a lot of fun. And so one of the things I want to mention to you is we have been presenting a lot of different topics here in Chautauqua Sunrise, and it's hopefully something that you've been interested in, and we are looking still for topics that may be of interest to you. You may have a speaker that you say, wow, this person would be really dynamic and would be real interesting to all your neighbors in the county or whatever. Doesn't matter to me, I'll check it out. So if you just drop me an email or Twitter me or go to Facebook, they'll pop that information up here in a second. You can get a hold of us. Thanks, Jeff. And let me know. I'm happy to take suggestions or even make suggestions to the crew here, and we can talk it over. Somebody sent me an email a couple months ago, and I just reached out to that individual, and we'll see what happens there. But I'm open to a variety of things. And while we got this up, if during the show today you have an announcement, if you want to have ask a question of our guest or of myself, you can call us at 753-522-25. If you're shy, you can call in and just give your question to whoever picks up the phone, and they'll Twitter me or send me a text, or they'll bring it in here on a piece of paper, whatever. Hey, it's okay. If your organization or a club, especially now we're getting into the holiday season time, if you have special events that you want promoted, free of charge, happy to do it. This week we got just a few announcements, so it's pretty light, but some weeks we go 2 pages of announcements, and as long as I talk fast, it all gets filled in and we can squeeze everybody in. Also, we have a community calendar here, and when we're not on the air, that thing rolls, and many of you that watch the show will see it throughout the weeks. Also, remember, our friends at WRFA, they will be broadcasting the soundtrack of this show on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. So if you want to catch some information, there we go. My buddies over there, Jason and Steve and Dennis, they are just great to us and take good care of us. So that's going on. So you will get a lot of exposure for your clubs and organizations if you go through us here. Okay. While we're at it, I was just talking about my buds over there at RFA. They always like me to remind you that there are coming events at the Reg. And I happened to check this out the other day. There's a group called, and I apologize, I don't mean to say this wrong, but Rainy Arbo and Daisy Mayhem. I saw a clip of them, and there's a drummer, there's upright bass, a guitarist, and a female singer, and they were dynamic. They are going to be at the Reg Linnae on Saturday, November 21st, and you can call the office there for tickets and so forth. So anyways, Rainy Arbo and Daisy Mayhem, really, really dynamic musicians. Okay, also, my buds over at the Crossroads Markets up in the hills of Westfield, they have Black Friday coming up. It doesn't seem quite right that we could already be talking about Black Friday, does it? Well, November 27th, Saturday, and November 28th. No, scratch that. Here we go already. Black Friday is November 27th, and November 28th, the next day is Saturday. Their booths are going to be open on both of those days, and according to this, Santa is coming to town. He's going to be busy soon. So anyways, Crossroads Markets, Black Friday, special events, Friday and Saturday. Crossroads, that's a cool name. The old blues Crossroads. Okay. One that we don't have a slide on, Ripley Free Library, my hometown, is featuring Cocktails in Chautauqua Color. It's going to be on November 24th. And it's $40 a person, and includes wine, and you learn to paint. And I guess this is quite the vogue thing these days. People are doing this a lot. I've seen my relatives, they go to these various events, and they end up with a really nice piece of artwork. And this is going to be the 24th from 4:30 to 7 p.m., and all the proceeds from that event are going to be benefiting, excuse me, the Ripley Library. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got going on. So again, if you have any holiday events, let us know and we'll get those up. And please send us a poster if you have it as well. Okay, now we'll go to our slides. We've got a special event today. The Westfield Mayville Rotary Gold Rush. This thing's been going on for about 30 or 40 years. I don't even know. It's today. It starts at 6 p.m. It's at Easton Hall, right over next town over in Westfield. Your $30 ticket, this is really a good deal, I think. It includes a barbecue dinner, soft drinks, beer, all you can drink, dessert, salad, the works, and also chance to win a variety of prizes. Small prizes anywhere from $10 or $20 right up to the grand prize that I'll be announcing since I'm the MC tonight, $1,000 grand prize. And then there's some little bit smaller ones at $300, $125, and so forth. You can bring snacks and little goodies. You can bring your own wine if you want while the tickets are being drawn. And just for your information, every single ticket is drawn. And generally they start with number 1, that's a prize. And then they go every 10 tickets or something like that. And they draw them out. I read the tickets. I try not to butcher people's long names with lots of vowels in them. And every 10th is a winner. And it might be $20. And maybe number 50 is a $50 winner or something like that. So it's a lot of fun. They keep it moving right along. And then we award the top prizes. And I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun because they bring up the top 3 people or a representative of that person if they're not there, and then we have the last 3 tickets and we have to pull them out, and then the tension builds, and it's great fun. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you can get them at the door still. It's $30 a piece. Lots of fun, dinner, and chance to win lots of prizes. They also have 50-50 splits and a big wine raffle. Usually they have like 40 or 50 bottles of wine on this huge rack, and someone's gonna walk away with a lot of wine tonight. So good time. Okay, another announcement. This is a musical note. All right, this is Ron and Nancy One Song. They'll be featured in a concert tomorrow at the Fredonia Grange Hall at 3 p.m. The performance will feature classic hits from the golden era of country music. I'm assuming that'd be Patsy Cline and Hank Williams and all those guys, including songs made famous by popular Americana, bluegrass, and country artists. The Grange Hall is located at 58 West Main Street in Fredonia. The Fredonia Grange was founded in 1868 and holds the distinction of, that's hard to say, of being the world's first Grange. Pretty cool. Doors open at 2:30 for the concert, and general admission is $15. For more information, please call 585-250-0819. And then finally, dun, 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 an adult evening with Shel Silverstein. That will be this coming Friday at 7 p.m. at the Patterson Library in Westfield. If you are familiar with Shel Silverstein's work, he wrote the song, the country classic, A Boy Named Sue. He wrote the Irish classic, the Unicorn Song, and he's done a whole slew of kids things, but this isn't for kids, guys. This is an adult evening with Shel Silverstein, and it's just $5 at the library. It was a sellout crowd at Zebro's a couple weeks ago, and before that it was at the Grape Discovery Center, and that was packed. And yours truly is, I'm acting and performing music in that and singing, and it's a great time. It's a small troupe of 6 people, and it's dynamic, and it's great fun. And that's all brought to you from the Lake Shore Center for the Arts right out of Westfield, okay? So you got a bunch of things going on this week, things here happening in Chautauqua County. And if there's things going to happen out in your neck of the woods, as they say, send it to us. This is it. That's all I got right now. So I'm hoping by next week I'm going to have a full page of announcements, and we'll get all that news to you. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a break, and then we're going to get right to our guest this morning. So stick around, and we'll be right back. Now you can get your...
So I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Here we go. Okay, good morning. You are now watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and I want to just tell you real quick, I like to find what's going on in the area musically or politically or whatever else is going on in our lives around us here in Chautauqua County. I can't remember exactly how I hooked up with my guest, but I know it was somewhere online, because today's the first time I've ever met him in the flesh, but we've texted and emailed probably a good year or so, somewhere in that range. And I've asked Kev Rowe to join me this morning, and he's going to start right out of the gate here with a song. So good morning, Kev.
Good morning, Doc.
And so what are you going to play for us? And then we'll learn all about you and your background.
This is kind of a good morning song. It's this is called Burn Away.
Burn Away.
Yep. Let me burn away, let me burn away, let me burn away to the night. Let me find peace in a better day, let me find peace so right. Let me burn away, let me burn away, off into the pale moonlight. Won't you run away, won't you run away, won't you run away with me? Take my hand, it will disappear, just float off in this breeze. Won't you run away, won't you run away, and we will both be free. Come away on the wind with me, like ashes on the fire. Put your trust and faith in me, oh, and we'll be getting higher. So take my heart in your hand, oh, and keep it safe and warm. Leave with me to the fields of grass, till the dewdrops in the morning. So let me burn away, let me burn away, let me burn away to the night. Let me find peace in a better day, let me find peace so right. Let me burn away, let me burn away, off into the pale moonlight. Let me find a home tonight, oh, this never-ending sweet twilight. I'm ready to let myself go and disappear into the night. Let me burn away, let me burn away, let me burn away to the night. Let me find peace in a better day, let me find peace so right. Let me burn away, let me burn away, off into the pale moonlight. So won't you run away, won't you run away, won't you run away with me? Take my hand, it will disappear, just float off in this breeze. Won't you run away, won't you run away, and we will both be free. Burn away, burn away.
Very nice, very nice.
Thanks.
Where were you? I just watched you. You took a little trip during that song. You weren't here, were you?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that is kind of the idea. That you go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I go all sorts of places.
Uh-huh.
I like nature, and the original video for that has a lot of nature footage in it. So I think about that video. I think about the Blue Heron Festival.
Mm-hmm.
I think about the traveling that I've done with Big Leg Emma or by myself on the road, just in my van alone. I think about the cool people that I've met. I don't know, I just kind of get into the highlights of the things that I've seen and go back and visit them.
Yeah, I could see it in your eyes. You were gone. I said, be quiet, don't interrupt them. Why don't you put your guitar up for a minute and relax, and will you play some more for us before the end of the show?
Awesome.
Okay. Kev Rowe, you kind of have this title of working singer-songwriter. Okay, how long have you been doing this?
Almost 20 years now.
You don't look old enough to be 20. You're like 5 years old?
I turned 40 this year.
Get out! You're 40 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In February I turned 40, so I got a little time.
Well, you know, what we can talk about things all over the place here, but you know, a lot of guys I know are not 40 anymore. We're a little bit older, and we start watching all of the Paul McCartneys and the Stones and you name it, and that's just the rockers, but the folk singers, they're all hitting into their 70s. I have a little time left. Not much, hurry.
Well, and that's kind of how I like to look at it. Like, I've been doing this a while, and I'm 40, but I want to be doing this into my 70s and 80s. So
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I still feel like I'm at the beginning, like maybe chapter 3 or 4 in a 10-chapter book.
Awesome. And I say that awesome because that's how I feel. And I'm going to do and I know he watches this show from time to time. My good friend Dennis Chu down in North Carolina, he and I have been playing together for 45 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
longer
amazing.
than you've been alive.
That's chemistry.
It's
though.
chemistry. And we talk about this through emails because we don't talk on the phone a lot, but we email a lot. And maybe you do the same, but you just struck a chord with me. Little pun there. But that you want to do this into your 70s. And Dennis is over 69. All right.
Right.
I'm not supposed to say he's in his 70s. And you wouldn't know it because I think the music keeps him young. Okay.
Absolutely.
And, and I've been doing this for a long time too. And people say, when are you going to hang up that guitar? I go, well, as long as I can sing and play and the fingers work. So good for you.
Thanks.
That's great. So you said there's been 3 or 4 chapters of your life so far. You want to share the first 3 or 4 chapters of how that all began?
Absolutely.
All right, so what's going on?
I mean, like most people, I started out in my high school band. Mm-hmm. I went to Jamestown, and we started a band called 5 Cubic Feet. Mm-hmm. And we toured a little bit. We played through high school. I went to college at UB, all the while playing.
What'd you study there?
Business and marketing.
Perfect.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah, but it meshes with music for sure.
Yeah, it does, and it was a good time in my life because I was growing as a musician. I played guitar nonstop between 16 and probably 25. That's all I did was play guitar. I hadn't sung a note. I was not a singer at all. I wanted to be Jimmy Page.
Sure. Sure, I do. I understand that.
So I had that high school love affair with my guitar, and then the band started touring when we got out of college, and we really started taking it seriously. Mm-hmm. We traveled up and down the East Coast a bunch of times in a old van that we bought for $800.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
And we got a lot of experience fast, and we learned the realities of what it means to be on the road.
How many times did you not get paid?
Oh.
There it is.
Well, it's always the compromise. It's not. Most of the times they'll give you something, but it's never what you agree.
And that's so shameful. I mean, I don't know how many musicians I've talked to over the years, and we've all had that. Because you're young, they take advantage of you, and they'll throw some money at you. Say, you weren't any good, but we'll give you $50 or whatever.
It really depends on your direction for booking too. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you hang with cool people that you trust, most of the time you get paid, and there's no, and it really at that point it was not about getting paid. It was about getting experience and learning what it's like to be on the road and writing good material and learning and having that material make it, having the tour life work its way into your music.
So were you a cover group, or were you doing
No, all originals.
Oh, wow.
From the very beginning.
That is very difficult to do.
Yeah, it was really hard. But we got into the scene. We started playing at the Blue Heron, and we got into the original local scene around here. And then reality started to take its toll on the band. We broke up at about, I think I was 25 or 26. And then I was single for 2 weeks as far as being a musician goes, and I joined Big Leg Emma.
Now, were they established at that point, or were they at the beginning?
They had been together for 10 months
Okay.
and playing and doing gigs, and they had another guitar player, and he was now out of the band, and they needed a guitar player. So I was just...
That was a nice
Yeah, it
little
was
transition.
great. It was truly a unique window in my life when I was able to, I feel very lucky that would happen. And then, so I started playing with, and I knew Big Leg Emma. They had opened for 5 Cubic Feet a few times. So I was already...
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, so I was already friends with Amanda and Steve and Charity, and I kind of knew, wow, these guys are great. They can sing, they can play, they can do everything, So I already had an attraction to them, and we were friends. So it was a very organic fit, and they were so good. And they were playing with John McGuire and Dan Warmbrought, who had drums and bass, and they were a tight unit. So we went into the studio, we started touring, and we really took off in like those first couple years. And we grew Big Leg Emma into a regional powerhouse, and then started touring nationally.
Now, I've seen pictures of you guys in concerts or festivals, and we're not talking like 40 people, we're talking thousands, right?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we really... something was happening, and you could feel it. And it's so cool when that happens in a band, too, because you're like, I'm just this little... I put in my thing, and this thing is so much bigger than what one person can do.
Right. How's that go? The sum is greater than the addition of the parts, or the parts is greater. Well, in other words, when you put everybody together, it's huge.
Yeah. And the fans were just so supportive and so loving, and it really came to every show.
So that lasted for about 14 years for you?
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, it's over?
Yeah, it's over now. We just kind of grew up and...
Let me know what that feels like.
yeah, right.
I don't know if musicians ever grow up, exactly. We just get older.
And we had done a lot and recorded some albums, and it's just... Touring is really tough. It takes a toll on you personally. And even in 5 Cubic Feet, my first band, and then in Big Leg Emma, and then in any other thing I've done, you start to feel the waves of not only your life, but your artistic life, and how those waves have ups and downs, and sometimes they come fast, and you don't expect them. Other times they're long waves.
Right.
But you kind of have to know what wave you're riding, and which direction to take it, if you want to get off or if you want to get back on. Corey Kurtzy, he's the drummer that has been in Big Leg Emma the last couple years. He always has this thing. He says that touring musicians, they get to go to fantasy land for a while. So being on tour and living that life is kind of like going to fantasy land. But that most people go into fantasy land for a little while and then come back to a normal reality and a life that's a little more balanced, with mortgages and marriages and
more
kids,
typical,
and even other projects, playing with other musicians. And so that trip to Fantasyland is fun, and I guess it's in that first song too.
Oh, very good. Now you're kind of riding solo, but you mentioned you were been jamming with some other folks. But are you solo now?
Yeah, it's all.
How's that feel to you? Have you been solo before?
Yeah, I have. What happened in Big Like M is there was a brief period, well, kind of a long period.
I was going to say, it was a little longer than brief.
Where I moved to Charleston, South Carolina, and I was touring as a solo musician. And I learned the acoustic trade. So right now I am solo, and it feels like a comfortable shoe.
You said something to me just now. You said the acoustic trade. Okay. Were you electric up till that point?
Yeah. Yeah, so in Big Like Emma, I play lead electric guitar.
Right.
But in Big Like Emma, I was learning to write songs on my acoustic, and I was starting, in my personal life, I was starting to explore a whole other thing, the singer-songwriter. And the word intimacy was coming up over and over again in my own, like, how I was writing. So I was getting into James Taylor and Paul Simon and Bob Dylan and, you know, the 60s and 70s great singer-songwriters. And so I was doing that in my bedroom while the band would be touring and doing the electric thing. So I love the electric guitar, but there was this whole, it was drastically different to do the folk thing.
I had a folk guitar, my very first guitar back a long time ago. And my parents got it for me for Christmas. And I remember playing it, and I'm thinking, like, you know, the Beatles aren't playing with folk guitars. They're out there with electric, and the Stones and all that. So eventually I got electric guitar. And where I'm going with this is that for all those years I played electric guitar, and those suckers are heavy. And then when I left the world of education, I said, well, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to buy myself a good acoustic guitar. And I had the exact same experience. It was like, what's going on here? It was like, now I can get a certain sound out of the instrument that I could never get it out of electric guitar. Electric guitar sound is like a hunk of wood with electric or steel stuff on it, where I was finding that there's things called tonal woods and vibrations that you think about, and the way you caress the guitar and all that sort of thing. And you did that just a little bit ago, and I was watching you, and I was appreciating that.
Oh, thanks.
And I left the band scene, and then I've done duos and stuff. But right now I'm solo as well, and I gotta tell you, it's a little scary. There's nobody to blame. There's nobody to say, "Hey, you messed up. That was the wrong lyric, or you forgot the words, or that was the wrong chord." And at the same time, it's pretty exhilarating.
Oh, it's a thrill. It is a major thrill. The unpredictable nature of it. You don't know what's going to happen. The ability to connect with people on a one-on-one basis is really exciting to me. And that was the other thing with a band experience. You've got that strength in numbers thing that we talked about, the fact that you're bigger than the parts.
Right.
But then when you're doing the solo thing, it's a one-on-one connection with every member of that audience. And I mean, it is exhilarating. It's kind of like you have to take yourself out of it to fully experience it. It's a weird head-heart game that you have to master. And the fact that it can be such a weighty thing, you just got to do it 1,000 times. You have to go out and do a ton of shows and really put yourself in every environment to play music possible. The corner of some bar, some restaurant where you're simply enviement.
I call it, I'm a condiment. I'm right there with the mustard, ketchup, and relish.
I like that.
I used to say, they say they're not listening to us, and because when I was in a duo, I said we're just condiments. We're just here as a fixture. And just keep playing. Don't worry about their eating. You know,
and sometimes you can reach people on a deeper level by doing that. Like you sneak into their subconscious while they're eating, and all of a sudden they have a moment where they go, "Oh wow, I love this music." Whereas if you in that situation, if you come out of the booth too much as a performer and like say, you know, sometimes with the talking thing, and if you put yourself too far out there, then they're turned off.
You're interrupting their dinner.
Yeah,
or
they came here for a nice meal.
Yeah, or a conversation, and
And then there are other times, like probably the biggest gig that I've done as a solo performer is I opened for America.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was amazing.
America. I do this song "Lonely People."
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really great actually because they brought me out on stage and I played Horse with No Name
oh my God.
with them, and they were telling me the chords backstage.
There's only like 4 chords in the song.
Yeah, so in that situation, I was playing for like 1,000 people.
Where was this?
At the Birchmere in Virginia.
The 10,000 Maniacs play down there.
Yeah. In fact, Jeff Erickson, their guitar player, he said that when they go there, they see my name on a poster.
Oh my gosh!
It always makes them laugh.
Isn't it interesting? Think about this. I don't know if you've thought about this, but Chautauqua County has incredible talent.
It does, yeah.
I don't think, and I've been bringing people into the show here, and every time I talk, everybody knows each other somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe not really well, but we all know who everybody is, and there's room for everybody.
Yeah, there is, and it's we have time to play. And time to play, and our pace of life is a little slower than, like when I lived down south, I was blown away by how much things are changing. And a lot of people from this area have moved down there, but Charlotte, Atlanta, I lived in Charleston, Asheville's a great music town.
You mentioned Asheville. I was just talking about my buddy Dennis. He lives just outside of Asheville.
Oh, wow.
We have a date. Dennis, if you're watching this, we still got to go busk. We're going to go down in the middle of Asheville and just pull out our instruments and busk.
They've got plenty of spots for that.
Yeah, it's really cool down there.
But those areas are all very progressive, and they're changing a lot. And that was a hard adjustment for me when I lived there. That and being an original musician is tough in general. And if you're playing any of the coastal beach towns, it's mostly cover tunes.
Yeah.
So I had to seek out original artists. But the pace of life here, I think, is more conducive to writing original material because you're not like, it's not a stranglehold to be successful. And it's you can have a little part-time job. Like I was a cook for many years.
Oh, wow.
So I worked at the Athenaeum. I was the garde-manger chef, is what they call it.
What does that mean?
You make hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, okay.
So for almost 10 years, between 18 and 28, I had this part-time job at the Athenaeum making hors d'oeuvre presentations.
Wow.
So I was in the back room cutting
the Swedish chef.
2,000. I was cutting 2,000 carrots and making little hors d'oeuvres
and things. Yeah.
But I was writing songs the whole time
Sure
I
you
was
were.
doing it too. But
I hate radishes.
But I was dreaming about the touring and about the gigs, and I was really enjoying the life of being, working in the day and playing at night, and what you can do that here.
And now, what do you do?
Now I'm a full-time musician.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
That's really cool.
And I appreciate it so much that I can do this and have it be my full-time thing.
Most people don't appreciate the fact that you just said that, because many musicians never get to that level where they can be full-time and appreciate the fact that they're at that level. And so congratulations,
Thank
you made
you.
it. Take a breather. Why don't you get your guitar ready?
Okay.
Folks, you've been watching my guest today, Kev Rowe, who is a working musician. That's his livelihood. And he's my guest today. And you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. If you have a question for Kev or myself, or you have an announcement, give us a call at 753-5225. Twitter us, email us, or whatever. I hope you're enjoying the show. I'm immensely enjoying this. I love bringing on musicians because it's just, to me, I was telling Kevin, it's like having dessert for breakfast here for me. So what do you got for us next?
This song is called Break the Cycle.
Okay. Yeah, get comfortable. No problem. No hurry.
Break the cycle, it's time to kill the pain. It's time to live again. It's time for me to grow and find my way and break the cycle. There's no time to lose. This is something that I choose. It's time for me to finally have some peace and break the cycle. Yeah. Every day feels like yesterday. I see the same things all along the way. And I build a wall one brick at a time. Silence and anger fills my mind. But I break the cycle. It's time to kill the pain. It's time to live again. It's time for me to grow and find my way and break the cycle, yeah. Somewhere deep down inside of me, I know there's a peaceful man sitting by a tree. And I go to him when I need some company, and I get my medicine, my therapy, and I break the cycle, 'cause it's time to kill the pain. It's time to live again. It's time for me to grow and find my way and break the cycle, yeah. Float away. Yes, I float away to another world. Yes, I float away, float away. So everybody come out with me. I know there's a peaceful world for us to see, and I hope you join me down by that tree, and we'll get our medicine, our therapy, and we'll break the cycle, 'cause it's time to kill the pain. It's time to live again. It's time for me to grow and find my way, break the cycle. There's no time to lose. This is something that I choose. It's time for me to finally have some peace and break the cycle.
You do that so effortlessly. I mean, I'm just sucked right into the song. That was great.
Thank you.
I can tell that that's been an old friend of yours, I think, I'm guessing, and you're very comfortable with that. That was really nice.
Thank you.
Kev, I told you that we were going to let your ego go wild, and I don't think you have one. I mean, you're so humble about your music. But somehow or another, you talked me into buying The Joy of Playing, and I listened to it again, and this is by Kev Rowe for everybody. And I believe this is your latest CD, is it not?
It is.
All right. And this is all instrumental. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anybody can appreciate, unless you're a musician, turn it to the left. How's that? Like that? That's like my other left? Mm-hmm. To the left. Okay. Oh, there we go. I got to get my cues here. Okay. I don't think people appreciate how difficult, at least I think it is, to do instrumental music for a whole CD. To do one or two songs is pretty cool, but
Right.
What I heard on this was your guitar was your voice.
Yeah.
It was talking and singing to me when I listened to it.
Oh, that's cool.
where did you get all that from? I mean, there's different styles in there. I heard slide guitar, I heard hammering, I heard, the single notes, and you brought in some friends to play with you. Amanda Barton, I know, has been on the show here.
Yeah.
Just wonderful music.
Thank you. It's I did on that CD. I did have to make sure that there's enough variety there to keep it interesting. So I used my electric, my acoustic. In my own home studio, I've got lots of tools that I can use to. I know enough on the keyboard to create some pictures and paintings and make it colorful and interesting. I'm not a piano player by any stretch, but and then I like you said, I know some really great musicians. So Amanda Barton has brought so much to my music. I've learned an incredible amount from her, from being in Big Like Emma, and also when she's come and joined me on my solo stuff. She's amazing.
We had an opportunity. Chuck Kelsey, who's the guru of the studio here, a couple of years ago, contacted me. He says, "Would you like to do a Christmas special?" And that was when I was playing in an Irish duo, and my partner at the time didn't care for the project. And I said, "Well, I like the project." So I contacted Bill Ward, and he was playing with Amanda, of course. And we said we'll get together, and we never rehearsed. We went over to the Hurlburt Church there in Chautauqua Institution. He had exchanged a CD with me. I told him a song I wanted to do, and we sat down, and I had never in my life met Amanda up to that point. And she pulled out her violin, and we just made music right on the spot. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah.
And when I had him on the show last year for my holiday show, I was doing a song. It was called "The Streets of London." It's an old song from it was a Scotch guy that did this song. It was a real famous folk song. Anyways, the next thing I know, she's playing the underlying fiddle part, and Bill's playing mandolin with me. And isn't that so cool?
It is great.
It's just great. So I
That's
I
cool.
can only appreciate just a little bit of how powerful that must have been
Well,
for you.
and you spoke to the spirit of what Big Leg Emma was when we first started. It was all about playing. And Steve and Charity are such talented people, and that all we wanted to do was play. In those first 3 years, all we did was play music. We practiced all the time on the bus to the gig. We were learning songs and playing. It was that kind of spirit of just. It's like a thread of music going through you as a person, as an organization, that you just kind of get on the train.
Well, you're sitting here playing, I'm watching you and going like, if I had my guitar, I'd be running this little riff.
That's awesome.
And we all do that, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
It makes me crazy to go watch other bands. Not that I don't like the music, because I want to jump up with them. Do you ever have that feeling?
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a personal question on this. This is an easy
Good.
question.
Good.
How many guitars do you own?
I really don't have many guitars at
Okay,
all.
because sometimes people say that we shouldn't have more than like a couple.
I only have. This is my main acoustic.
Okay.
And I have my Les Paul. I have a
That's a classic Les Paul, right?
It's a 1959 Les Paul Special, and
It's just a little younger than me.
And I got that when I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
I bought it for my high school sweetheart's dad, and he knew that I had the bug, and that's been my main guitar forever. So and I have a classical guitar. So those three guitars are the only ones I use.
Good for you.
And I've had other guitars, but like most musicians, I've had to sell them to pay rent.
A minor issue. You gone.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a phone call. You want to take a call?
Yeah, I'd love one.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, Kev Rowe. Good morning, Doc. This is Linda Spalding.
Hey, Linda.
The music, I just love it.
Do I have good taste in musicians or what?
Oh,
I bring the best here.
He is tremendous.
Thank you, Linda.
It's a pleasure. I just loved every moment. Also, I just wanted to say that Veterans Day is coming up, and I want to thank all the veterans for their dedication and for protecting me and for giving the greatest gift you can give is to lay down your life for a friend or someone you care about or your country. So thank you very much to all the vets.
Thanks for bringing that up, right?
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm looking to recruit vets for jobs, so please contact me. I have lots of jobs.
Okay.
I'm screening for the healthcare profession, and we have our computer training. And our telephone number is at the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging, 753-4471, as appears on the screen.
Okay. Well, thank you. How's your grandson doing? I haven't kept up on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, he got 30 out of 30.
Does he get it from you?
Awesome.
No, he got it from the judges.
No, I mean, does he get his dancing skills, not the points?
Oh, well, he always seemed to be a good dancer, even when he was like a year old.
Wow.
I always thought he was. Of course, I might be prejudiced.
A little bit. Hey, if he's ever in town, drag him over here in the studio.
I definitely will. He says he's coming at Christmas.
Right.
They're expecting a baby. He and Lauren.
Oh,
a
that's
baby
cool.
boy.
Wow.
Yes,
Is this your first?
this is their first.
No, but is that a first grandchild for you? Or great grandchild?
No, he's not. No, he's not the first great grandchild. I have 2 other great grandchildren.
Oh, okay. Very good.
So this will be the 3rd great grandchild.
Super. All right, well, keep us posted on that, Linda.
I will. We'll have a great weekend and a great week.
Okay, thanks.
Linda, actually, I've got a good story. Is she still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. I don't know if you remember this, but I was playing at Olive's one time. Well, in the Bellini Lounge at the hotel here in Mayville.
Yes.
And Aaron came to the gig, and I think you were having dinner. I don't know if you were there, but Aaron was there. And
Doug and I and Aaron were there together.
Yeah, and he came up and he played piano with me for like 4 songs. It was so cool.
I remember that. I remember that.
So there you go.
Yep, in
Musicians.
Mayville, New York.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, the 3 of us went for dinner, and then we went into the Bellini's to listen to you.
Yep, that's right. I was really honored that he would just, in that, I'm just some guy playing acoustic in the bar, and he really connected with the music. I could see that he really enjoyed it, and he came up and jammed with me. Just, it was very impromptu, but
wonderful.
He has a really big heart, and I could see that immediately.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, we thought that you were very kind as a musician to allow anybody to come up and
You want to play? No problem, man.
No, I mean, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Very good.
It was an opportunity to make a moment right there on the spot, so we did it.
A great connection here. I didn't know that. Okay, then, will you take care? We'll talk to you again sometime.
Okay, thanks again.
Thanks, Linda.
Bye-bye.
And, I had the veterans on here not too long ago for Veteran Services for Chautauqua County, and I do want to, I don't know how that even slipped my mind, I guess because I had done the show, but I do want to do a heartfelt thank you to all the veterans of Chautauqua County. Do you know how many veterans live in Chautauqua County at the moment?
How many?
11,000.
Wow.
How the heck in that small little
That's
county have that
amazing.
many? Yeah, and Veteran Services guys, I'm telling you, and gals, if you've been in the service and you need help, give Gary Chilcott or Mike Rao or Lori Dispenza, those folks a call for Veteran Services. So if you're out there and you need things, give them a call. They can get you hooked up. So anyways, thanks for serving, and we are so proud of all of our folks in the armed services. Veterans Day is this coming Wednesday, and I know there's lots of various ceremonies in that. So I know in Ripley we have big doings right down at the memorial service area there. So thank you for that, Linda. All right. Let's promote some music here. You got some CDs. Why don't you talk about some of those?
Well, these are all. I have 6 CDs now, and
6 CDs.
These are the ones.
I've got old tapes on cassettes. That's all I got to my name. Is there anyone how do people get a hold of these if they want? I mean, Linda liked your music. Obviously, some family members did too. So
I mean, mostly I'm online. So that's the other thing about being a full-time musician now. I have 2 sides of my activity. I'm making music and recording and singing, but then I'm online and doing internet marketing.
Okay.
So that's how I've been able to build a fan base through Facebook. Facebook, my website, kevrowe.com.
Okay.
I'm on Pandora and Spotify, iTunes. If it has to do with music, I'm there. YouTube, all those things.
One day I jumped in on a discussion with Steve Gustafson. We were going back and forth. Not me, but I jumped in for a little bit on Spotify. Good or bad?
I think good. I mean, technology and innovation is good in general. I mean, the fact that people can listen. And, I mean, really the idea is to get the music out there.
Right.
However possible. And for people to start having a relationship with the music, relationship with those songs, I mean, the idea is to make meaningful music and get it out to the world. How you do that, if it helps, how could it be wrong?
Right.
You know, now, from the old school music business philosophy and getting paid to you know, somehow for your art, that's a whole other issue. But what I've found is that you have to be innovative. You know, you have to figure out new ways to support yourself as an artist. I have lots of people who listen to my music on Pandora and Spotify, and it's like religion. You know, I mean, it's like how I write and live with the songs. They live with it through Pandora and Spotify. So in any situation where that can be possible, I can't imagine calling it bad. You know, I mean,
it's how you do business now.
Yeah, it is. And you know, as a working musician, you make your money other ways.
Right. I remember many times over the years, people come up to me and says, "Do you have cassettes? Do you have CDs?" I go, "No. Why not?" Because I says I'm going to lose money if I do, because I'm not organized like you to the level where you're all over the place. And I just said, I'd rather you just come out and play. I'll play for you, and I'm content with that. Why do you make music?
Kind of like what I just said, to bring meaning to my life. You know, for me, it heals me, and it balances me out from some of the cruel realities of the world.
You can't it's like once you open up the bottle of. It comes out and you can't stop it again.
No, and it's just, you know, it's just who I am at this point. Why do I make music? Like, I love to be creative.
Okay.
Why do I get it? Why do I work 16 hours a day on this stuff? I mean, I work all day. It's my life's passion.
There you go.
To get this stuff out.
Okay.
And if I have to sit at the computer for hours and hours, getting it out there, then that's what I was sent here to do.
Okay, you grab your guitar. I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to let you take us out. Okay, we've got about a minute and a half left. Okay. Folks, you've been watching my guest today, Kev Rowe. If you want to check out his music, go to kevrowe.com, and you can see him in a variety of places. And you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. And what's the name of this song, Kev?
This is called Running Naked Days.
Okay. Who knew?
It's my dad's favorite song.
Okay.
My running naked days have just begun, 'cause I spent too many hours here ignoring the sun. This shirt fits me well, but I'll find another one. My running naked days have just begun. I'll see you in the morning with tracks on my back. Don't ask me the reasons, just cut me some slack. Some things have taken place and I could never take them back. It was all the sudden light and it was all the sudden black. My running naked days have just begun, 'cause I spent too many hours here ignoring the sun. This shirt fits me well, but I'll find another one. My running naked days have just begun. These long nights alone waste away my soul. Connecting with the pieces, start to lose the whole. And am I really living with the things I need to know? It's time to hit the off switch, just get outside and go. My running days have just begun. 'Cause I've spent too many hours here ignoring the sun. It's good